Welcome back to another video. This video will talk to us about paying attention, and that sometimes paying attention within 10 seconds might and may change our lives completely. Welcome. My name is Pedro. The project name is Projeto Marte, and what I intend with this channel is to make our conscience to be more aware. So, as I told you in the beginning of the video, uh, we are talking about paying attention, and that normally we tend to act in our lives normally without thinking. And when we act like this, one of the things that normally happens is that we normally tend to blame someone else for what we normally do. For you to have an idea, one of the things that normally happen is uh, we tend to eat not so good sometimes. We tend to react instead of acting. And normally we do it without thinking. For you to have an idea, as you know, our subconscious mind, normally takes part in our lives in about 95% of the time. So what happens is normally we do things without being aware we are really doing. Okay? So normally if we eat poorly, or if we act in a way in our jobs that we don't like, or sometimes things happen in a fashion that we don't like how things go, it's because sometimes we do not pay attention in what we are doing. So the advice here, it is very simple and very important. Take 10 seconds. 10 seconds to pay attention. Don't forget that normally when you pay attention to anything, that will become more important because you are giving it much more your attention and much more importance. All right? So, if you do so, look, if you are eating, for instance, take 10 seconds, okay? Enjoy that moment and look at your food and think if that is really healthy for you. Now, you may tell me, Pedro, but one of the things that happens is that I don't have control. I have to eat this way because I don't have the time. Look, you do have control and you do have the time because making a health food, or instead of doing a poor food, okay, what happens is it's the same amount of time. You will cook almost the same way, sometimes even faster cooking healthier. So it's about the choice. It's about paying attention. If you pay attention that that type of food that you are eating is not as good as it should, now you have control, you have the power of choice. Now, instead of reacting to that food because you don't have control, you will have to take control because you paid attention. You make it more important. Isn't that so? So, at this point, what you have to do is 10 seconds, pay attention and say, look, this is in my control. I can do this other way. This is the same thing with your friends. This is the same thing with your other half. For instance, you are dealing with someone you love. And one of the things that happens is that normally we tend to react. Someone does something that we do not like, that makes you mad, and what you do is immediately you will say whatever comes to your mind. Have you already tried to understand, or take 10 seconds and try to understand? Because don't forget, 10 seconds in our minds, it's a long, long, long time. So take those 10 seconds, look at that person. You will see that that person is very important, and try to understand why she did what she did, or what the person did, whatever it was necessary to do. Okay? So, instead of reacting, think it over. Pay attention. This is very, very important. This might change your whole relationship. All right? This is the same thing with your boss. This is the same thing with a coworker. Imagine that you have a coworker, and that normally they act a little bit strange, or they act a little bit angry. Take those 10 seconds, look at that person, and try to understand why she reacts that way. Have you thought about it? So instead of reacting to that person specifically, try to understand why that happened and what you should do instead of reacting, what you should do to be able to cope with that person. Have you thought about it? This is the same thing with your boss. If your boss tells you to do something that you do not like, or that you think that it is not correct, hold back, look at the situation like you were an observer, 10 seconds. And with those 10 seconds, believe me, you will know what to do and what to say. Probably saying the right sentence or the right words will correct that situation. And believe me, that will change your life completely. So I hope that this advice would be good for you, would be great. And at this point, if you like the video, don't forget, subscribe it, tell it to your friends. And for me, what I have to tell you is much love, much peace. Namaste.